Have you ever thought that something as small as a blueberry could help ease the stiffness in your legs each morning? Have you ever looked at an avocado and wondered, could this really soothe the aching knees that have carried me through the years? And what if just by changing a few fruits in your daily meals you could feel lighter, more balanced, and more steady on your feet? Would you give it a try? Over the years, I've had the privilege of working with hundreds of patients over the age of 60. And if there's one thing I've learned, it's this. After 60, your body doesn't need dramatic changes or trendy diets. What it really needs is your attention, especially to the things you've overlooked for years. And one of those things is fruit. We've all heard that fruit is healthy. But the truth is not all fruits are created equal, especially when joint pain, inflammation, or stiffness starts to appear. The good news? Some fruits aren't just healthy, they act like natural medicine. Gentle, side effect free, and surprisingly powerful. Let's start with blueberries. I remember a patient in her 70s once asked me, half joking, half serious, "Doctor, I'm over 70 now. My knees crack every morning. Can something as tiny as a handful of blueberries really make a difference?" I just smiled, because I've been asked that same question more times than I can count. And every time, my answer is the same. It's the small things done at the right time, in the right way, that bring about the biggest change. Blueberries, humble as they seem, are more than just a sweet little snack. They're actually one of the most powerful natural anti-inflammatory foods we know of. And the key lies in a compound called anthocyanins. These antioxidants help calm inflamed tissues and boost circulation, especially in the legs and knees, where so many older adults feel the wear and tear of time. In my work, I see it clearly. Arthritis isn't just pain. It's the quiet frustration when it takes longer to get out of a chair. It's saying no to a walk with your grandchild because your heels ache. It's slowly turning away from the simple joys of life because your body no longer moves as easily as it once did. Now, will a handful of blueberries every morning turn you into a marathon runner? Probably not. But could it help you walk the park loop without needing to sit halfway through? Could it help you climb the stairs with a soft smile instead of a sharp wince? Sometimes, that's all we really need. I always tell my patients, don't just count calories, pay attention to how your food touches your body. Blueberries won't fill your stomach, but they will nourish your blood vessels and care for the cartilage in your joints that's quietly wearing down with age. Try adding them to your breakfast. Sprinkle them over oatmeal. Mix them into your yogurt. Or simply enjoy a small handful before your morning walk. You won't feel a miracle overnight, but you will start to notice something shifting. Slowly, gently, and deeply. Next up, raspberries. Some fruits don't need to be flashy or oversized to make an impact. They sit quietly in the corner of the plate, often overlooked. But if you take a moment and slowly savor each tiny raspberry, you might feel something unexpected. A quiet gentleness from nature, quietly working to heal you from the inside out. I often call raspberries the fruit of recovery. They're not loud, not dramatic, but they are precise, persistent, and deeply nourishing. Each little berry is packed with vitamin C, quercetin, and polyphenols, powerful anti-inflammatory compounds your body especially needs after 60. For those living with arthritis, sore knees, or aching wrists, raspberries are like a silent allies there, quietly helping. I'll never forget an elderly woman who came into my clinic, small frame, slow steps. She wasn't in unbearable pain. She was just tired. Tired of coexisting with her joints for so many years. We didn't begin with medication. We began with habits. One of the first things I suggested was simple. Each morning, try a few raspberries. Think of it as a little thank you to your body. 2 months later, she came back. Not because the pain had disappeared, but because she felt in control again. She smiled and said, "Every morning I eat a few raspberries and think to myself, today, I'm choosing to live well." That's not just nutrition. That's mindset. That's healing from the inside. Raspberries also come with another important benefit. They're gentle on your blood sugar. No sudden insulin spikes. No crashes after eating, something every senior should pay close attention to. You can mix raspberries into your oatmeal. Stir them into chia pudding. Or just eat them fresh and simple. No fuss. No pressure. If you're looking for a soft, nourishing way to begin easing out of joint stiffness and fatigue, raspberries might just be your first step. Small, yet filled with restorative energy. Quiet, yet persistent, just like you. Choosing, day by day, to care for yourself in a way that's deep, meaningful, and full of life. Blackberries, have you tried them yet? Blackberries aren't the most familiar fruit to everyone. In fact, when I mention them, many people pause and ask, "Wait, what do those even look like?" But once you've tasted them, it's not just the rich, deep sweetness that stays with you. It's the way they make your body feel just a little bit lighter, especially in legs that have carried you through many seasons of life. In the world of nutrition, these dark purple berries are a true hidden gem. They're loaded with flavonoids, potent antioxidants known to reduce inflammation and protect connective tissue. Even more importantly, blackberries are a great source of vitamin K, which supports bone strength, something absolutely vital as we get older, when every step we take needs both stability and flexibility. I once worked with a man in his 70s, quiet, lived alone, but stayed active. He liked to walk laps around his yard, until his hips started giving him trouble. Instead of reaching straight for medication, we took a different route. We made changes to his diet, and blackberries were one of the first things we added. A few weeks later, he told me with a thoughtful look, "I'm not sure if it's the berries or not, but my legs don't feel as heavy anymore." I smiled. Because healing doesn't always make noise. Sometimes, the biggest changes happen quietly, just like the blackberry itself. Try adding a few to your breakfast. Toss them into a smoothie. Sprinkle them on your yogurt. Or simply enjoy them as a gentle, healthy snack. It may seem like a small thing, but even a small fruit can give strength to the joints that carry your days. And sometimes, that's exactly what your body has been asking for all along. Now let's talk about avocados. When we think of fruits that support joint health, avocados rarely make the list. Maybe it's because they're not sweet, not juicy, and not colorful like the others. But in the world of senior health, avocados don't need to be flashy. They just need to be right. I often tell my patients, avocado is like a soft cushion for your joints. And you know why? Because avocados are rich in monounsaturated fats, what I like to call smart fats. They don't clog your arteries. In fact, they help lubricate your joints and reduce the silent inflammation that often builds up with age. For anyone who feels stiffness in the morning or pain when changing positions, adding avocado to your meals can make a noticeable difference. I remember one elderly woman I worked with. She wasn't used to eating avocado at all. But after having just half an avocado each day for 6 weeks, she shared something I'll never forget. "These days, when I get up from a chair, I don't have to push with my hands anymore. That's it." But for someone in their 70s or 80s, that's a quiet victory. That's freedom. Avocados also help regulate blood sugar, another important factor as we age. They won't spike your insulin. They won't leave you tired after meals. Instead, they offer steady, calming energy. You can enjoy avocado on whole grain toast, mix it into a salad, or simply eat it by the spoonful slowly. mindfully. Avocados aren't a food for rushing. They're a food for appreciation. And sometimes, that quiet appreciation is exactly what your body has been needing. Papaya is the next fruit I want to talk about. In the world of fruits, papaya never rushes to impress. It doesn't have the bold tang of an orange, the intensity of pineapple, or the exotic flair of some other tropical fruits. But to me and to many of my older patients, papaya feels like a wise old friend, always there at the right moment, in the right way. Quiet, yet deeply effective. Papaya is soft, easy to digest, and especially kind to the sensitive digestive systems many seniors deal with. But what makes me recommend it so often to patients with joint discomfort is one key enzyme found in papaya: papain. Papain supports digestion and helps reduce internal inflammation, something many people overlook. Yet it plays a major role in how our joints and bones feel. I once cared for a 68-year-old gentleman who often woke up with stiff knees and went to bed feeling bloated. After adding papaya to his daily meals, he didn't just notice lighter niche, also started sleeping better. "My body feels less grumbly," he told me one day, "as if it's being soothed from the inside out." Papaya is also rich in vitamin C and natural anti-inflammatories that strengthen the immune system and nourish cartilage tissue. You can enjoy ripe papaya as a gentle dessert, blend it into a smoothie, or pair it with a few slices of warm ginger to boost circulation. Papaya doesn't heal overnight, but it walks with you, like a warm breeze, day by day, meal by meal, breath by breath. And at this stage of life, sometimes, that is the most valuable gift of all. And finally, the pomegranate. If there's one fruit that embodies both radiance and mystery, it's the pomegranate. Tiny ruby red seeds, tucked beneath a thick, rugged skin. Every time I open one, it feels like I'm uncovering a hidden treasure. And in many ways, I am. Because when it comes to senior health, especially joint support, pomegranates are truly a gift. Pomegranates are packed with polyphenols and natural tannins, compounds that science has shown to possess powerful anti-inflammatory effects. They help protect cartilage tissue from the wear and tear of aging. And for older adults, where every sit, every stand relies heavily on the knees, that kind of support is essential. I once worked with a woman in her mid-60s who loved gardening. But over time, her wrists lost their strength and flexibility. Our solution wasn't just medication or physical therapy, it was also dietary. And one of the small but powerful additions: fresh pomegranate juice. She later told me, "I never knew I'd fall in love with pomegranates, not just for the taste, but for the way they make me feel, just a little stronger each day." Pomegranates also support healthy blood circulation, especially in the lower body. They ease that heavy feeling in the knees and calves that many people over 60 know all too well. You can enjoy pomegranate seeds on their own, sip the fresh juice, or sprinkle them onto salads for a burst of flavor and nutrition. Pomegranate isn't just a fruit, it's a symbol of vitality. A reminder that energy and life still flow through you, no matter your age. And I truly believe, when you choose the right things to put into your body each day, aging doesn't have to feel like a decline, it can become a season of elegance and quiet strength. You see, caring for your joints isn't just about medication or rest. Sometimes, it all begins with something as simple as a small plate of fruit with quiet, intentional choices that make a real difference. If you've watched this far, I know you care about your health, not out of fear of aging, but because you want to live actively, live lightly, and live with quality. And remember, you're not alone. Every morning is a new chance to take care of yourself through the simplest of things: a nourishing breakfast, a handful of blueberries, a spoonful of avocado, or a glass of fresh pomegranate juice. If this video spoke to you, leave a comment below. Share what resonated with you and what small change you're ready to make today. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you won't miss more valuable insights for living well after 60. There is still so much good ahead of you. And it begins with one small choice, starting today.